Tim runs the Kilburn Men's Program. He's actually a doctor in medicine. He actually has been helping us in the National Men's Health Policy. He came to the Men's Summit we had here in 2009, and we appreciate your work and your passion, and you're running this men's shelter very similar to what's happening in Batemans Bay here in Canberra, and reaching out to these men who are literally got nowhere else to go. Just come and share with us for a few minutes. Tim, give this guy a clap.
Well, I certainly didn't expect to be speaking to something like this. I really came as a listener, and unfortunately I was a bit late to coming here, and I missed some good stories by what everybody says. And what's quite clear is that there are people passionate about helping others achieve, and particularly those people who their lot in life has been that they've started to go down. And I meet a lot of those people in the course of my practice. And I was just talking to John over here at lunchtime and said, look, I reckon probably in Canberra, it's probably about 5,000 people. That's just a very rough guesstimate, of people who are really dragging along the bottom. People who, they don't have the wherewithal to to make their lives better. They don't have the clues, and even if they did have the clues, they don't have the motivation to put it into something that'll change for them. They've been discouraged so many times. I just happened to look at some news articles on the net this morning. I don't usually do that, but I was interested in a speech by Nova Peris that she spoke recently. And basically she told the story of a man who gave her a little piece of paper as she went into the Olympic Stadium at the 2000 Olympics in Sydney. And he said to her, just read it before you run. She read it and it said, nothing is impossible for those who can see the invisible. And he had been a guy who had been in jail. And that's what kept him sane and got him out. And somehow or other, I think that we have to give people a vision of what they can be. And isn't that what families are about? I read a little article in the Fitz Files. Well-known journalist writes on Sydney Morning Herald on Saturdays, and it was just a little obituary about a man who rose to become the headmaster of Newington College in Sydney. And it said that he started off as a wallaby prior to the Second World War. When he came back, he trained to be a teacher, and he rose to be the headmaster of Newington College, where he spent all his time persuading little boys that they could do things that they never thought they could. What a fantastic obituary that would be. I think when you get into medicine, you get bombarded with the most powerful lobby there is in Canberra, and that's the pharmaceutical lobby. And it doesn't escape the addiction industry. And most people think that if we can, give people antidepressants or anti-anxiety medications, we'll help them, we'll cure them. But it doesn't work like that. People have got to see something that they can do. And I've got a little saying in my head that says, you don't have to be brilliant, you just have to be there. And I think that's, what these stories are about. Somebody has come alongside somebody and given them a new dream of what they could be. And I think that's the role of the community. It's the role of every one of us. It's what we try to do in families, is to give people a dream of what they could be. And if you don't have a dream, you're not going to get where you need to go. I guess that's all I'm saying. And I would love to be a sort of person who inspired people to find their dream and to follow it, and to get mentors and get people around them so that they could punch through the difficult times. Quite a few of us, I would imagine, haven't had it that bad, but for those who have had it that bad, and I've got the same stories that everybody else has. It's hard to believe how bad life has turned out for some people. And it's wonderful when you hear a story of a guy like Peter talked about, Brother Ronnie Williams. He was a good friend, and we miss him sorely. An inspiration. His daughter played goalkeeper for the Matildas. So that's a great story too. But yeah, that's all I'd like to say. If you aim at nothing, what are you going to get?